Okay, so today we'll be talking about 15 forgotten Arsenal players. Now, obviously, these are going to be forgotten players, so don't expect me to talk about Bandites, John Roblox, because, I mean, you guys all remember these guys. I don't need to talk about them. And I'm not going to talk about, like, AIs, like, fucking, Rainster and all that. Like, nobody cares about them, right? Um, You guys might not know all these guys. Some of you guys might know. Some of them were comp players. Some of them were people who made short skits, hit the algorithm. Some made actual videos. Some left the community early, and some just had a good impact on Arsenal. But yeah, first person I'll be talking about will be people who are subscribed to me will definitely know this person, and that will be Zedites. Zedites was a very interesting person. He made short videos, like small content. He popped off mainly in 2021. He made a lot of montages. He made short skits about the game. He made this one video called All Arsenal YouTubers Are Here, which is what helped them pop off and get to where he was on YouTube. And then he built up a small fan base, did a lot of live streams, and that got him to where he was now. He made some money off this game too. He was pretty good at the game as well. He was ranked about R8 in most competitive servers as well, for those of you who know about the comp scene. He was not really a liked person, though. A lot of people did not like him at all because of the way he acted, his behavior. He was a little bit racist, this, that. I ended up not being friends with him too, but he still left a little bit of history in Arsenal. But yeah, to this day, no one really talks about Zedites, and he was left in 2021. Next, we got someone who I think a lot of people actually not mention at all. This would be Alpha One. He would make a lot of gameplay videos about literally his aim, calling himself aimbot. He would have a big ego, this, that, but he was a really entertaining person to watch. If you'd like to sit back and just watch gameplay, sometimes Alpha One is probably one of the best choices for you. And yeah, he was honestly a pretty cool guy, all apart from his little ego, this, that. He had about, I don't know exactly how much. I know he had over 100k subscribers though. And he was low-key respected. He peaked R7 in ACL. I don't know if he got R8. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he was only R7. He also played in the ACT, and he ended up getting to finals, him and Joey the player. Which honestly, that's not bad. They played against Draco, which obviously they weren't gonna win that. But he had a little bit of impact on the Arsenal community. He probably drew some players in. He was a respectable player. Nowadays, I don't know what the fuck he does, but he's low-key forgotten. Next would be a legendary poll. This would be 40 PM. He was another one of the people who ended up getting famous off of short skits, short videos, and POV videos of Arsenal. Honestly, all his good content that did well were literally just short videos, all under like 1 minute. But he actually kind of did put effort into his content, I can't lie. And he ended up getting up to 100,000 subscribers, and he was low-key a respected person in the Arsenal community. He built a pretty good fan base. He did a lot of live streams, a lot of 1v1s, interacted with fans, which is honestly really nice of him, really cool, because a lot of people don't do that, and honestly don't care about their fan base, which is crazy. Um, a lot of people wouldn't believe it, but he actually peaked about R8 to R9, but that was early Arsenal, so he, I don't know how good he would have been now, but that was like 2020 to 2021. He was honestly pretty good. And then I'm pretty sure some allegation of him went around about him and his girlfriend that wasn't true, because I was still friends with him after that, and I was told about it, and obviously I knew it wasn't true, this, that. I don't remember if he made it, I don't know if he made a video, like, talking about it, or, like, showing that he's not guilty at least. But I know he wasn't. He showed me proof. He showed, I know, his Discord server proof at least. But I don't know what's going on with him now. I just hope he's all well. But he's been left ever since that, and he's never made content after. Next would be someone I honestly don't expect a lot of people here to know, but maybe my fan base would know them. This would be Astral Void. Astral quit YouTube very early, he quit Arsenal very early, and YouTube in general very early. Um, Astral was about a R8 player. He had about 3,000 or 2,000 subscribers. He made a lot of montages, gameplay, and 1v1 videos, and he was low-key respected. Although he wasn't that known, anyone who knew him as a really cool guy. He was never toxic at all. He was very calm. Around this time, he was in 8th to 9th grade, though, so I think he ended up telling me that he left to focus more on school, and he purged, like, his friends list, this, that, and, you know, even now to this day, I don't have contact with him, but when he did quit, I did, and I knew that was the reason for it. Astral does not have videos on his channel anymore, but once a while I heard he does still play video games. I'm pretty sure he's in college now. I know he graduated last year, but I'm pretty sure he might be in college now. I don't know what he's doing with his life, but I hope everything is good for him. You know, he was a pretty cool guy. Everyone liked him. Next would be another person I honestly don't expect a lot of people to know, but if you do know him, you would definitely agree he's forgotten. This would be Cold Ping. Cold Ping was really known in Arsenal in 2020 and 2021. He also played for Team Inverted, and he was about R8. He was R8 in ACL, R8 in Inverted, and that was about like R8 to R9, something like that. He was a respectable player. Everyone respected him too. I don't like really remember why he quit, but I know out of the blue he just stopped making content. He still played Roblox though. I was still friends with him on my old Discord, this, that, and he was honestly a really cool person to talk to. He made very nice content too. He did a lot of challenges on his channel. Then he also did speed runs, and he also did live streams, 1v1 live streams, public server live streams, or just live streams just to talk to his fans. He has not been heard of, I think, since 2021, and it's been a while since he posted. I'm pretty sure his last video was a speedrun video, and he's not been talked about ever since. But I hope he's doing fine. He was a pretty cool guy. Next would be someone that I'd expect all of us to somewhat love to an extent. This would be Truth behind the lies. Truth, honestly, low-key has a big impact on Arsenal. He was one of Arsenal's favorite ragers at the time. Like, this guy would rage a lot. He would also, I think, come out with, like, daily content, daily live streams. I know he started live streaming on a really garbage PC as well, and he built his way up. Truth was a guy who did a lot of challenges on his channel. He was friends with Tanker. He did a lot of duo videos with Tanker as well, some things with the devs, and he ended up getting Purple Team as well, which is also pretty cool. And he always did public server live streams for him to hang out with his fans, this, that, and yeah. I did hear some bad things about Truth as well, but I mean, I don't know all about that, so I'ma just let that be. But I don't necessarily know why Truth quit. I heard he does live streams once a while, like, on, like, a IRL channel, but I don't know about just content-wise. I'm pretty sure it's really done, but around 2021, I'm pretty sure, is when he left Arsenal, or 2022, I'm pretty sure. And then he just hasn't really been heard of ever since then. I'm pretty sure he played it a few times after, but content-wise, that was the end of him. Next would be something only OGs would know. If you know this guy, you're a real one. You're a real Arsenal OG. This would be Petrified TV. He has been in Arsenal since probably either 2018 or 2019, and I must say, he had a very big impact on the start of Arsenal, along with other people like John Roblox and all of them. Petrified has about maybe 1 or 200,000 subscribers. I know back then he had about 100,000, and he made a lot of Arsenal content, mainly public server gameplay, but always thought of a video idea throughout public server gameplay. And honestly, it was very unique. He made content about Arsenal from 2019 to about 2021, and I think he stopped playing and switched to other games like maybe Bad Business, Phantom Forces, all that. And I'd never really seen him get involved in the comp community or anything. I think he did play one of the ACT tournaments. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did. And he ended up like just stopped playing Arsenal around 2021, drifted away from the game, and he was just heard of in other games like Bad Business and all them. But he had a really big impact on Arsenal, and he was like a real OG. Like, I don't think anyone could have hated him back then. Him and his friend Santa were like funny as fuck, bro. Like, they like ran Arsenal back then. It was crazy. Next we'd have a person that I think a lot of people do know if you're an OG, especially a high level player. This would be Salamander. Salamander, he was a person with about, I don't know, I think he has around like 50k subs. I don't know, he probably has more now, but he used to do a bunch of kill sprees on his channel. That was mainly his content. I think once in a while he did like 1v1 videos, this, that, but his whole content was basically mained off of like kill sprees and just a few funny type of videos. A lot of people back then, like 2019 to 2021, usually just liked watching kill sprees if it wasn't a real video, and he was one of the people you'd go to for that. And honestly, back then, when you would get judged off your skill for public server gameplays, Salamander was honestly like one of the best players to watch back then. He would have like honestly one of the best public server aim back then. He was just relaxing to watch. He was also pretty respected in the community. He was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure he peaked around R7 though, but he was honestly a really good public player. And I must say that yeah, a lot of people liked him, you know. Next would be one of Arsenal's funniest and goofiest players. This would be Rooney. Rooney still has content to this day. He's not really forgotten, but in Arsenal he kind of is. Rooney was one of those people who would honestly like, do the same thing that Petrified did. Like, he would just play public servers and then get content off of that. He would make update videos, review videos, all those type of things, informational videos about Arsenal, and honestly, it was pretty interesting to watch him, even though he wasn't the best player. He was a funny guy to watch, and he was very loved and respected by the community. He also ended up getting purple team from one of the devs, and, you know, everyone just liked to watch him. I don't think he ever played in the comp scene. I do know he played ACT. I think he played it multiple times because he never won one of the ACTs. And, honestly, he was never really a guy you could hate unless you just got annoyed by people who try to make too much jokes. But he was never really a guy you could hate, and he always tried to produce interesting content, so he was a cool guy. Next would be someone that not a lot of people would know, but some people would know. This would be Ruby. For his full name would be Ruby Colored Diamond. He's another person that made mainly skits videos. You know, he hit the algorithm back in like quarantine, like 2020, 2021 was like the best time to do these skits because everyone was home that had school that 1 year specifically, and everyone was like YouTube. This was like YouTube's best year, so these skits were going viral. Arsenal was also viral. I don't really have much to say about him. I don't really think he played comp. I think he was around R6 level though, maybe R7. I'd most likely say R6 though. I don't necessarily know. But he also, yeah, he did mainly that type of stuff. He did a few kill sprees. He was a pretty decent public player, public server player. So he was somewhat good to watch when you wanted to watch gameplay. But he mainly did skits. He wasn't really that much of a real YouTuber, but a lot of people did know him, and he did get some videos with a very high amount of view count. And, you know, he's someone that's really forgotten because he fell off hard, just like me. Next would be another YouTuber who abused the algorithm, and this would be Leafski. Leafski was one of those people who literally started Arsenal content when he saw everyone was hitting algorithm for short videos that made no sense. And Leafski was like, maybe I should join this. So he started doing the same thing, and I mean, it fucking worked for him, I'm not gonna lie. He ended up getting, I think, around 100,000 subscribers. He got lots of views. I'm pretty sure he made a good amount of money off of Arsenal, too, for the type of bullshit he was posting. I don't have much to say about him. He was honestly a cool guy. He was not toxic at all. I don't really remember if he, like, live streamed that much. He didn't really talk much. I know he talked to friends, like, on Discord, like, voice call and all that. I've talked to him before. But he didn't really do, like, much, like, live stream or, like, long video content. He was just there if you wanted to watch a funny skit, or just hit the algorithm, you know. But he was a cool guy. Just very forgotten, I'd definitely say. Next would be Jimbo Slice. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like everyone somewhat has respect for Jimbo Slice. Jimbo Slice got very famous off of Roblox alone, and Arsenal was probably one of his peaks when it came to content. He was live, I think every day, I don't know, but he was live a lot for Arsenal. He also hosted creator tournaments like the JCT. I'm pretty sure he also played in the ACT, and he did 1v1 streams for Roblox, this, that, and it was crazy. Jimbo was honestly a good player. I didn't see him play comp too much, though. I don't want to judge his rank, but I heard he got R9 in ACL. I'd say he's more R8 than R9, though, but I don't know. I don't think you guys really care about that rank stuff, but he was overall a really good player in the game too, and he would make also videos about challenges, 1v1ing famous people, meeting famous people in Arsenal, this, that, and he was honestly a good YouTuber. He had his moments where, you know, he'd get angry, say this, that, everyone has those moments, but he was honestly a very cool and chill guy, and he was a very interesting guy to watch back then. And I feel like, you know, he's definitely one of the most forgotten, because he was low-key, like, popping on popping on Arsenal, and now I feel like that name just hasn't been brought up since 2021. Now I don't know exactly when he quit, but I know his prime year of Arsenal was literally 2020 for sure, and I think he definitely was playing a lot in 2021 as well, and he probably just drifted away in 2022. That's when most of these players literally drifted away, you know. But he was a respected guy, everyone loved him. Next would be honestly someone that a lot of people might know, because he used to make a lot of montages, and I'm talking about real montages. This would be Trixs. Trixs would do all these trick shots or kill spree montages, and I think that's really all his channel was really, like, made about, like, literally just trick shots and kill sprees, so I don't have much to say about him. He was also a pretty chill guy. I don't really know if he live streamed this, that, because I don't know much about Trixs. I was never, like, really, like, a Trixs supporter. Not like he's a bad person. I just, literally, like, I never really knew much about him, you know what I mean? But he seemed pretty cool, and his content was very calm, straight to the point, cool. At least he wasn't one of those people who would just leech off the algorithm and only post short videos. He actually tried. He put a lot of effort in his editing. And his content was worth watching, you know. I'm pretty sure he quit really early. Like I said, I don't know too much about him, so I can't give you the dates. But he did not stay in Arsenal for long. But he did make some really good montages if you like watching edits and stuff. He was one of the people you'd go to back then. Next would be a guy that a lot of people definitely forgot, but he did stay in Arsenal probably longer than every other player in this list, and this would be Skeleton Pro. Skeleton Pro made a lot of tutorial videos, a lot of gameplay videos, challenges, and he was a competitive player. When Skeleton Pro was mainly focusing on his channel, he was not really good at comp. He was about R6. On a good day, he was about R7, but he was mainly just a YouTuber because he focused on actually making content. This would be, like I said, those tutorial videos, those gameplay, challenge videos, and sometimes live streaming and this, that. But in around 2022, Skeleton Pro started playing comp more seriously. He started uploading montages of his comp career, and he ended up getting R9, and was known as one of the best players back then. Obviously not of all time, but back then at least. And he was always like a respectable guy. He was never really toxic. You know, he was a cool guy. He was respected by his fan base and the comp community. But after 2023, he literally like vanished, and no one really talks about him because he ended off being a comp player, so he's not really remembered as a YouTuber anymore, even though he has about 100,000 subscribers, which is kind of crazy that you would know him as a comp player instead. But yeah, I would say he's definitely very forgotten. Because there's a lot of people who honestly did YouTube even if they weren't famous, but they ended up getting known as comp players for ending off like that. You know? Last person I have on this list will end up being, I guess, one of the best speedrunners of all time. I didn't really think he's too forgotten, but I think people are going to forget him, obviously. So this would be Fusion Boys. Fusion Boys got the first under 1 minute game on Sandtown back in, I think, 2020. And this would be a 59-second standard OG Sandtown game. And everyone really liked Fusion Boys. He was the opposite of his brother. He wasn't toxic, didn't have a big ego. He just played the game for fun. And he was obviously a little worse than his brother too. He didn't really care about the comp scene. He didn't really play the comp scene, but he did play tournaments. He was about R7 level, while his brother was probably R8 level. So his brother had a bigger ego than him. But Fusion Boys was honestly a very respected player because he didn't really like make too much like actual content. It was mainly just speed running and world record content. So he was just a person you can't really hate because he didn't really build anything for you to hate him off of. Literally just straight gameplay from the game. But yeah, these are my 15 forgotten Arsenal players. I feel like there's definitely some other people out there, but, you know, obviously I'm not gonna make a list for every single player. Like, I know there's some people out there like Cringe Mobile Player, Jeffy Plays, Cactus, but I don't know, they just weren't as relevant for me to put, to be honest. And like I said, I'm not gonna make a long guest list, but tell me what you guys think in the comments, and let me know if you want more videos like this.